Pandas Intermediate Part 10. In this video, we will use the same Kaggle HR employee dataset that I changed to employees.csv. So last classes we used that dataset to work with Pandas. Today is not about learning new Pandas functions. Today is about learning how real data analysts think and work with real data. Okay. This dataset is messy, realistic, and imperfect, just like data in real jobs. Okay. So in this video, I will show you the best practices that professionals use to explore data properly, prevent common bugs, and create meaningful features, ask business questions, validate results, write clean professional analysis code. This habit matters more than memorizing functions. Okay. So firstly, we get the dataset, we run it, and before that we need to upload it here. So in past classes we go through all these steps. Now I need to know about its head. So I'm giving div.head. So we get it just go through the columns and rows. When we write the head, we get 5 rows and the name of all the columns. Okay. Then we are going to do info. So we will get the information. At last, we will just use df.describe as. Okay. So before doing any analysis, the professionals also explore the data and always go through the data to know more about it. The head shows us sample employee records, info shows that data types and missing values, and then our describe shows that income ranges, averages, and distribution. So this helps us to understand income ranges, age distribution, missing values, and data type problems. So these steps prevent us from wrong assumptions. So this is not just a optional step, but this is the rule. You should follow this. Okay. Now I would like to standardize the columns to prevent key errors. For that, I'm using df.columns equals df.columns dot str dot strip dot str dot lower, and then I'm using dot str dot replace, then space, and we are using comma. Then if there is gap, we will fill it with the underscore. Okay. Then just df dot columns. Okay. Now we can find everything in small letters. That's why we use lower. If there were some space in between, we will definitely separate the space with the underscore. Okay. So in Kaggle dataset, column names often contain space, capital letters, all this. This goes to key error and bugs. So standardizing column names early prevent mistakes, makes code more consistent and readable. Also, this makes the teamwork much more easier. This is a professional habit. So just go through this code, understand why we use this. Okay. Now we are moving to feature engineering for analysis. Okay, for that I'm using income, df, income per year, and that's equals monthly income multiplied with 12 months, and df tenure years, for that I'm using df years at that company, df with years at company. Okay, so as we already changed every letters to lowercase, because of that we use this here. Okay, now let's run. So analysts create new feature that make business sense, and monthly income is okay, but yearly income is easier to compare and explain. Because of that, we change it into yearly. And then tenure help us to understand employee loyalty. This is how raw HR data become analysis ready. Okay. So while we go through business logic with Boolean filters, we can use high income, low tenure, all this with income per year and tenure years. Okay. For that, I'm writing high income, long tenure equals. We should use the underscore. High income with long tenure. Okay, with df and with the square bracket, we open parenthesis df place income per year, then which is higher than that of 8,000, lower than that of 8,000. Okay, and we are using the boolean and here. Then we can add another parenthesis df with tenure years. Okay, which is less than or equal to 5. Now let's call the let's call this to high income long. Okay, so we get 368 rows and 37 columns. This is real data analyst thinking that we define business rules, high income employees, low terms employees. This helps us to understand questions like who are most valuable long term employees, and in this pandas it supports decision making. This kind of that will support how a decision should be taken. Okay, so we get all this. We get a tenure years which is greater than 5 with 7, 9, 20, all these. Also, we get the income which is greater than 8,000. Okay, so these are the number of people with this income and tenure. This is how Panda support decision making. This is how stakeholders want you to do. Okay, now we are moving to attrition analysis with group by. Okay, so last time we used department, we are always using department here, attrition by depth. So for that, df dot group by, we need a department, and then we are adding attrition. So after that, we are using value counts with normalize equals true. Okay, and we just call the attrition by depth. Okay, here we just misspelled the word clearly. So this is a real HR analysis question. We want to see which department have higher attrition. So here our do by help us to see the patterns across department. This turns employee data into retention side. So we get all this data. We used the proportion. Also we use department and attrition with normalize equals true. All these give us how employee retention is going out in that departments. Okay. Now we are moving to salary and satisfaction insights. For that we are taking depth summary. As we know, salary and satisfaction are the things we are taking here. So we are using do by with department itself. And then we are using dot aggregation with parentheses and curly braces. Income per year, which is we need the mean and max of that. Mean and max. Just give whatever you want, what operation we want. And then job satisfaction. So there also we are using mean, and we just call the depth summary. So now we combine salary and job satisfaction. This helps to answer, do higher paying departments have higher satisfaction, or lower paying departments have the lower satisfaction. So this is how analysts connect multiple signals. Here is a maximum, here is a minimum, and the average. It's almost the same or nearly same to each other. But as we look here, the max and minimum job satisfaction, both having almost 2 to 3 as an average level of satisfaction. Okay. Now we are moving to sorting to find priority areas. Okay. So we are using the depth summary itself, and we are sort values and adding income per year, then the mean, and so place it in a course which is in ascending. Okay. So sorting help us to know the leadership focus. That is, now we can instantly see the top paying departments and the lower paying departments where attention may be needed. Sorting turns analysis into priorities. We can prioritize which department is the best, which is the least paying, all this. And the professional habit, that is data validation, which is very important in this. For that, we are using df dot is null with sum dot sum. So there is no null values, right? Also, we can go through df dot duplicates, duplicator dot sum. So before trusting any insights, professionals really need to validate the data. The professionals need how to validate and professional, and it also shows some missing values and duplicates that can silently damage the analysis. So validation protects your credibility, help you to read the data and understand about it. And now we're gonna write a team ready code. That is average income by debt equals df dot to by department, then income per year dot mean. Okay. Also the high attrition roles equals df, then df attrition equals yes, close it, then add the job role and dot value counts. So clear variable names make your work understandable. In real terms, your code is ready by others, and it should be read by the stakeholders, all that. So as a professional analyst, write code for humans, not just for Python. Okay. Now we need to save and clean the data for reuse. To do that, we are doing df dot to CSV cleaned employees dot CSV with index equals false. Okay. So professionals always clean data after they do all this analysis and after all the corrections. This allows reuse, resharing, and faster future analysis, reproducibility, all this. This is how real analyst workflow operate. So today we learned a lot. And as a data analyst, you don't think pandas function. You think it's a business question. Okay. Not how do I group this, but what does attrition look like across the department? So not how do I filter, but we should think like which employee should we focus on retaining. So this is a mindset a person should have if they want to choose analyst as a profession. Okay. So with this video, you have completed Pandas Intermediate using a real Kaggle dataset, and you now understand how professionals explore real data, clean and standardize columns, how engineer useful features, apply business logic, analyze attrition and salary patterns, including validate results and write professional codes for analysis. So this is how real HR analytics and business analytics done. Okay. From here, you are ready for advanced Pandas, SQL for analyst, full portfolio projects, and end-to-end business case studies. Okay. You are not learning just to know about functions. It's for your own mental development, to learn to ask questions while having trouble with data. You should, if you are having some stakeholders, you question the data, what to do, and you work with it. That's why it's called the intermediate part. You are learning how to think like a data analyst, and you no longer just learning pandas. So welcome to the next level, and keep learning. Don't stop, because it will give you a better future.